Yo, what's up guys? This is Jumpin here. This is going to be somewhat of a update video, mainly about the more recent update. But also I'm going to be showing you my Geth infiltrator Claymore build. I've shown this before, but this is definitely an updated version, and a lot of people have never seen that video, so this will be interesting. Now for this gameplay itself, I'm going to be using the extended barrel and the smart choke. But I do want to say something. You could use the shredder mod on this to save yourself armor piercing ammo if you don't have it. Because of the accuracy bonus from hunter mode, this is good. It does work really well. Like the spread is not that bad. So yeah, try it if you guys want. It's pretty nice. But if you do have the armor piercing like me, just use the smart choke. It makes the spread of this gun so tiny. It's really amazing. Now for the build, I'm going to be using Tactical Cloak with damage. That's pretty much the one I like the most. Recharge speed, you do need this because this gun weighs a lot. And then bonus power. Now, I'm not going to be using bonus power in this gameplay, but I do recommend it more for this build, honestly. Now, for the proxy mine, radius, and damage taken, this gun pretty much can kill most enemies one shot, so you really don't need the extra damage from proxy mine. But what is really important is the weapon's accuracy from hunter mode. This will help you with your spread of your gun. And also power damage, this is a one-shot gun. You don't need the rate of fire. And then finally, the damage just for the overall general damage. Now for the network AI, go for the weapons damage, the power damage, and then the weapons damage. This is pretty much standard for the Geth Infiltrator, I feel. And then for the advanced hardware, just go ahead and go for the 3 points in the fitness. It helps you stay alive just a little bit more. Alright, I'm going to have the money here, so I'm going to go in and buy me a premium Spectre pack. Why not? And at first I thought this was not a good one, but then when I see a shotgun rail M3 and an armor piercing 4, it makes my day. Like, I love that equipment, so it's nice to get it. For the equipment though, I'm going to be using armor piercing 4, shotgun rail M3, berserker package 5, which I would use shotgun amp 5 if I had it, and then finally cyclonic modulator 4. This does really help for your hunter mode and just staying alive longer. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. Like I said, this build is just really effective. It's always been extremely effective. You can one-shot a lot of different enemies, Ravengers, and sometimes brutes. Like, it's really, really amazing. But I would say the Geth Piranha build was definitely a lot better. But that will pretty much get me to my first point, which is, yeah, there was an update. Today's date is, I believe, August 8th. 2012, so if anyone's watching this in the future, just remember today's date. This was an update that happened on this date. But anyway, yeah, so what they have done is that they have nerfed the Piranha. Oh no, I always felt that if they would have nerfed the Piranha, which they did, that BioWare was going to nerf me, because a lot of people blamed me in my video about the Geth Piranha that I was going to be the one to get it nerfed, because my video was being used as an example on how ridiculously overpowered it really was. So I'm sorry guys, but I guess I had something to do with it. Maybe. I don't really know, but it is funny to say that BioWare nerfed me, so that's just what it is. But anyway guys, but I gotta say, like, the nerf isn't that good. Like, it still is a really good gun. Like, don't think that I've seen way too many like people talking about how, oh man, they nerfed the Piranha, but it's like, okay, yeah, they toned it down, but I really don't think it was that big of a deal. I think people are making it into a way big deal that it's really not a big deal. The main thing is this: all they did was they lowered the damage on the gun by like 10 points. So at level 1, I think it's like, it used to be 70 damage, now it's like 60 damage, and at level I believe at like level 10 it used to be like 88 damage, and now it's like 78 damage. So, and that, you guys got to remember, that is per pellet, so that's actually a lot of damage when you add up the fact it's a shotgun and it shoots multiple pellets. I mean, it was pretty crazy, to be honest, but the truth of the matter is that even the 10 points less, I've used this since the nerf, and I can still say it's extremely overpowered on the Geth Infiltrator, and it's still extremely overpowered on the Destroyer, and those were the two ones that made it really good because of the fire rate bonuses. Now, if they were going to make a more effective nerf, honestly, guys, what they should have done is increase the weight on it to be, like, heavier. That would mess it up a little bit, because the thing's weight is just so amazing. The Piranha's weight is unbelievable. It's so good. And then the other thing is just tone down the rate of fire maybe a little bit, because the rate of fire is what makes it so ridiculous, honestly. Not just the damage. The damage is really, really good too. But, I mean, and that's something else they could have done. They could have done a damage nerf, a rate of fire nerf, and a weight nerf. That would have really, really hurt the gun, but it would not have killed it. It still will be a good gun no matter what you do. It's just that good to start. So guys, don't freak out. The Piranha it's still okay. Will they have another nerf for it? Maybe, because I still think it is extremely good. But this build itself is also good. This is pretty much the second, in my opinion, the second best Geth infiltrator build you can pretty much roll around with. The Geth Claymore is just so powerful. I mean, the damage you can inflict to enemies, and you're going to see in this gameplay some crazy damage sometimes. But just the damage you can inflict on gold and on platinum, like in gold especially though, is really, really nice and really crazy. But that's pretty much it. So, but anyway, let me go ahead and get back to the update, because they've done some other stuff I'm sure you're interested in. Another nerf that they have done, which a lot of people were once again freaking out about. I think people freak out a little bit too much about some nerfs. Some nerfs are okay. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a shame they nerf anything, honestly. Like, for them nerfing something in a co-op game, it's pretty freaking stupid. Especially since we have platinum difficulty. Like, that's kind of like a point. We need some type of overpowered things to make it easier, not just for a player like me, but for a player like you and everyone else. Like, that's the thing. Like, by taking away some really overpowered things, then, you know, that's just what it is. It just sucks for everyone. But one thing they did do, another nerf, was to the actual actually, this is going to be a rocket right here from Drew, so it's pretty nice. But anyway, one thing they did do was they actually nerfed they actually did nerf like the arc grenades on the Corian Mail just a little bit. Now what they did was the default base damage for the Corian Mail was 450. Now it's 400. And they did that so it would match the Demolisher, because the Demolisher actually had less damage on his arc grenades. But I don't understand the nerf, honestly. I do not understand the nerf, because in my opinion, the Corian Mail's arc grenades should be better than the Demolisher. The Demolisher not only has the arc grenades, but he has the homing grenades, which are like one of the best nades in the game. Arc grenades and homing grenades are like officially the two best grenades, and he has both of them. So he didn't. The Corian Mail did not need to be brought back down to that guy's level. And I mean, the thing about the Demolisher, the number one thing, is that he has the supply pylon. That is another thing that makes him so overpowered. But I mean, I don't know. That was a really bad rocket, by the way, on my part. But it doesn't matter. Anyway. Like I said, so that's just the thing. Like, I don't know why they nerfed the Corian Mail's damage, but it's still not that big of a deal, because, guys, if you play with the Demolisher, you should know that the Demolisher's arc grenades are still really good. And one difference between the Demolisher is that he's an engineer, where the Corian Mail infiltrator, if you're going to use him, he's an infiltrator, and he gets the 80% damage bonus. So it's still better on him, I think, but like I said, I just don't understand why they did that. The other thing about the Corian Mail, guys, if you're wondering, there is, thank God they didn't fix this, but the Corian Mail's default radius is 8 meters, where the Demolisher's is 6 meters. So a lot of people actually at first thought that the arc grenades in general got a radius nerf, but no, they never did. It was just the fact that the Demolisher's radius and damage is lowered compared to the Corian Mail. Now the damage is equal, but the radius is different. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they did it, but I still don't think it's that big of a deal. It doesn't really require anyone to just freak out about it, because it's really not. It's not gonna really hurt him too much. It's not gonna help him, but it's not gonna like just kill him. They're not killing the Corian Mail, so don't think that. All right, now for the final thing that they actually did for like powers or weapons is they actually gave a buff to Ballistic Blade. They gave it an additional 100 base damage, so that will be really crazy, because Ballistic Blade gets some crazy damage bonuses, and I definitely am going to try the Batarian Soldier for sure now, with the upgraded damage and such, because it will be really good, I think. But I mean, I don't know. But that's pretty much the three big things they did. Now the other huge thing, I mean this is huge, is they have totally changed the way that shields work on Platinum. Yeah, it's just on Platinum pretty much. No other difficulty, just Platinum. But if you guys don't know, on what it was that on Platinum originally, the shield like recharge rate, like to start recharging for enemies, was like really high. So I mean, they would, if you weren't fighting them for like 2 seconds, their shield started to come back, and it was so annoying at times with bosses because there's so many bosses. So what they have done is that they actually lowered that speed. So pretty much the way it works now is that it will take longer to start recharging. It's not like just broken, how like if you don't shoot a prime in 2 seconds his shield starts to come back, because that sucks. So now they have taken that away. So now you can take, I think it's like probably like 3, 4, 5 seconds. I don't really know the numbers, but they have lowered that time, or they have actually upped the time for the starting of regeneration of shields. But what they have done is that they made it so when they do start to regen, they regen not only faster, which is a nightmare, because now if they do start to regen, they're gonna regen to like full, like really quick. And the other thing they've done is that they've actually made it so it actually can be more. The regeneration of the shields can go more now. It's going to be higher. So let's say a good example. I do know the numbers for this one. I think the Atlas could only ever have, if it was going to regen its shields, I think it could only, on Platinum originally, it was 65% of the max shields it could get back. Now I think it's like 75%. I'm pretty confident on that. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty confident on that number. So like I said, so that's just a good example. So now, if you let enemies get their shields back, it can definitely pose a problem. So just keep that in mind, guys. But it is a good thing. I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal, because most of the time when you're fighting enemies, you're going to fight an enemy when you're going to try to kill the enemy, not when you are just shooting it for no reason, because that is pointless. There's no point to like just take down a shield of a prime and then just totally run away from it. There's no point to do that. Normally you're pretty much ready to kill a prime or to kill an Atlas or a Banshee or a boss. Now right there, that is insanity. I don't know what exactly happened, but I do believe that was like all me right there. I took down like so much of her armor and her barriers. I'm gonna rock it right here. Now that little trick right there, I was taught that by Zeke, and he pretty much like, well, he pretty much, I watched in his video, but it's a really good idea. If you're gonna rocket that room, guys, on this map, aim for the ceiling. It works really well. So thank you, Zeke. That was an awesome thing I learned from you. And I use it all the time because it is definitely a good technique. So guys, try to remember that. It is a good technique to rocket the ceiling of that room. But anyway, so let me get back. So like I said, for Platinum though, I don't really think it's going to be a big deal though. It depends on how you play it. I mean, if you play Platinum like the way I described it, where you fight, like you just randomly take the shields down of enemies and run away from them, yeah, like that could pose a problem for you. But most people play it pretty normal, and the normal way you want to play it is to, when you decide that you want to kill a boss, you want to get with your teammates and you want to jump that boss and you want to take it out. So that's the normal way you should definitely deal with enemies on Platinum. But that goes for all enemies. All enemies got some type of change, and there's tons of them. So you know, of course, I will actually in this video link you to the update, like a forum or something that talks about all the updates and stuff. And it's actually, I think I learned most of this from the website, from the Feared and Respected website. Someone posted everything they did, and I read about it a little bit. But and that's pretty much what will bring me to my next point. Once again, I'll talk about this a little bit. Guys, if you want to, please join the website. I will have it in the description. It's really cool. It's the Feared and Respected My Clan website, and it is awesome. I'm loving it still, and I think a lot of people are. Great way to connect to other players for any system, PS3, PC, or Xbox. And if you just talk to people on the website and you friend them and all that kind of good stuff, you can pretty much set up games to go play on the system and not have to play with some random people. So it's really nice. So like I said, just check the description. If you haven't yet to sign up, go sign up. and put your application in for the clan. Unfortunately, you have to put an application in, but I will accept anyone as long as it's as long as it's reasonable, like mainly your username, and some other stuff. But all right, now let me go ahead and talk about for the rest of this video. I will pretty much talk about this gameplay and this build, because I hope you can see it is amazing. Now, the reason why I chose to use this in this gameplay, mainly to talk about the update, was because I just want to say, like, if you guys feel that the Piranha is not going to be that good, because the honest to God truth is that if you don't have it at level 10, yeah, I don't know, it might not be that good now. I don't really know. I only have it at 10, and I know at 10 it's still pretty good. But if you do have the Claymore to 10 and you have yet to ever do this, most people think that the Geth Plasma Shotgun on the Geth Infiltrator is the greatest thing ever, which it is very good, guys. It is very, very good. But this is so much better. It really is. And I hate it when people argue about that. Like, it's the Claymore, man. The Claymore has 1,600 damage if you can hit with all the pellets. With Smart Choke, like, look at the damage right there. With Smart Choke and the combination of Hunter Mode, my spread of my shotgun is so low that if I can put my reticle directly onto an enemy, and it's best for Reapers because they're so big and fat, if I can put my reticle directly on these enemies, then I'm going to wreck them. It's just that simple. I'm going to annihilate all their armor and everything about them. So this is extremely good as well, just like the Geth Piranha. The Geth Piranha has more crowd control, but this is definitely the best, one of the best boss killers in the game, if not the best boss killer in the game, in sheer amount of damage per shot. Like, I mean, you can drop literally half the armor and half the shield, or well, even more than that, sometimes like 80% of the armor of a Atlas or a boss with this build on like platinum or gold. And you combine that with like something like maybe a Geth Piranha, then yeah, you'll kill the enemy in like a half of a second. It's really, really good. Like I said, but I'm mainly doing this and showing you this just so some of you guys out there who unfortunately do not really never got to experience the Geth Piranha at its full power, because I mean it was ridiculous. But you can also try this. This is also something very nice and very good, and I will definitely be playing with this a lot now. Mainly because, like I said, I mean, without the Smart Choke, if you don't have the Smart Choke, then it's actually like pretty good, honestly. Like, I hate the Claymore without some type of accuracy mod. I cannot stand it. I think it sucks so bad. Like, I don't know, the spread is just so massive on it that from any range you just can't hit anything. And with an infiltrator, of course, you want to have a ranged option. Although shotgun guys are so much better up close. If you guys don't know this, which believe me, it's pretty normal not to know this. I didn't know this either for a long time. But pretty much what it is that when you use a shotgun, you get a 200% multiplier of damage when you do it point blank. So using this, like if you see an enemy, it's so much better to run up point blank and then Claymore the enemy than it is to try to snipe it from across the map with like a gun like this. Now, sniping it across the map is good too, but believe me, up close is better because you'll just kill it so easily. Now, it's amazing, guys. It is amazing. But just keep that in mind. All shotguns in the game get a 200% multiplier when you are point blank range. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, alright, so this is going to be the extraction wave, and we've pretty much rolled through this pretty easily. This is gold. I mean, I will come out with more platinum, obviously, but I really do like to play gold, guys. Like, gold is my shit, like, honestly, and Chocolate just got really lucky. He got killed. Thank God for the Ravengers. But anyway, I just really, really like gold. Like, platinum is fun, I guess, but it's just, I don't know, like, gold is just so chill. Like, you can just go have so much fun on gold. It is the new silver. It is the new silver. I haven't really played silver in forever. I don't even remember the last time I played silver. And I have like only ever played bronze like one time. The entire time this game's been out. The very first game I played with all my friends when we were all level 1s we played a game of bronze. But after that one game, we switched immediately over to silver. So that's just the thing. I mean, I don't know, but like I said, this, like, in general though, like, the gold to me is literally the new silver, and I think a lot of people find gold to be pretty easy. And if you play smart and you use something really overpowered like the Geth Claymore, yeah, it's pretty easy. Now right here, this is a good example. I'm just gonna knock him loose. One shot, take down all the barrier. 2 shots, almost kill it, and then final shot. Well, my kill was stolen, but it's whatever. I mean, like I said, it's a little tricky though, honestly. Like, it is a little tricky with this build because sometimes, one thing about the Claymore, guys, you got to keep in mind is that the Claymore needs to hit, like, all the pellets need to hit to actually do a lot of damage. So sometimes you'll hit them with like the side of a reticle, and it really does so little damage compared to hitting them directly face on. So that's pretty much the best tip I can give you about the Claymore. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. Please give me a like. I would love it if you can give me a like. Definitely check out the website if you haven't already. Register an account on there. Like I said, the update, it sucks that they nerfed some stuff and they've made platinum, like, well, I don't know if they made it harder or easier. I really don't know. It's hard to judge. But it sucks. You know, these updates kind of suck at times, guys, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not going to ruin anything, I don't think. But anyway, guys, like I said, so you guys have a nice day. Peace out.